here we are. So it's going to be a couple episodes, but today I'm going to try to get this thing finished up. It's a beautiful February day. Like, we got a Feb thaw. It's like 34. Perfect. I'm in a hoodie. I'm comfortable. So this episode we're going to be doing putting the turbo in, and we're going to set it up completely, install it hard, and we're also going to put the oil in. This is the oil part 2. So as you can tell, this is the one that came with the kit, and you can tell this is the one that I had to buy. And the threadings, although they look really similar, this one's a little bit narrower, so it's going to fit into the engine block. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these in today, and we're going to put the turbo in, and then that will be this episode. We'll put the oil in. We're just going to put the oil plummet in, and yeah, that's going to be it. And hopefully I get it done today. We'll see. Probably won't, but we're going to try. All right, here we go. This is the adapter that we're going to do. We're going to put this right in now. Wow, a lot of Flatlanders out today again. It's always Flatlander City. Whatever. So as you can tell, this is the line that's going to come up. It's going to go down there underneath the intake manifold, which is disconnected. Turbo's right here. We're going to put that in. We're going to get this oiling done now, and then we'll get the turbo in, and then we'll figure out the downpipe. That's another episode. But this one, we're going to get this in. Like I said, this is the actual. I had to buy this adapter. I believe it's the British thread, so it's a little bit narrower, so it should fit. Hopefully, we'll see. And then we'll just thread that into the oil line here, and then that connects to this T, this one-way T, which connects to the turbo, which feeds oil to the turbo, and then this will clear down. We're going to do a little something different with this, and we're probably going to actually use the plug to return to. And I already know people are going to say, oh my God, it's going to cause foam and all that stuff. And I'm just like, it's going to clear the belly pan, which is fine. Here we are, back underneath this thing. All right, let's just put this. No, it's not going in. Come on, you little. Come on, you junk. The problem is, too, is I can't see very well. Alright, take everything out. I'm just running the adapter. It's acting like it doesn't fit. It's just acting like it's too big. The thread is too big. It is too big. It's the same problem I'm running into again. The thread, the hole is too big. I'm going to try to shave this down, see if I can dig it. Okay. Alright, so now I tapered the thread. So, hopefully, she's a little more willing this time. And this is the thing that's super frustrating, is that people that post that, oh, this is how you do it, they don't really talk about how they do anything. That's why I'm doing this video series, because the forums, the folks, they talk about how they do it, and they can do it in the afternoon and all that jazz, and I'm going to tell you, it's not the case. I've been ordering parts, I've been listening to what they say, or try to understand what they say, and things just don't work as they say, as they promise, or as they state. So when you actually go to do this work and you're like trying to figure it out, there's just no resources. And this is why I'm saying it's super frustrating. So I'm on the British thread right now, and it's not working at all. It won't even work. I just double check to make sure everything's working here. If I can just put the sensor in. Yep, the sensor goes Sensor's not going in now. Nothing's going in. I'm so sick and tired of this car. I really am not digging this. This is the worst part of the job, guys. This is the worst part for me. Just trying to plumb oil. It should, see, sensor goes right in. No problem. Sensor goes right in. This does not go right in. So I'm going to do some modifications, see if I can't get this thing to work. Alright, so we finally got it in. I had to kind of shave down the end and make it a little tapered. Very similar to how the sensor is set up. And we're in. So I'm going to take it out, put some Loctite in there, and we will sure it up. Tapered. I'm just going to put a Loctite, little silicone, and maybe a lot of Loctite. I don't want this thing leaking or coming out. So, back up we go. This is going to be kind of an interesting setup because it's so nice that it goes in. It just goes right in. We are in. Kind of a pain. I might need a wrench. Yeah, nice and it's going right in, no problem. A lot of pressure. I'm not like pushing really hard. Right, I'm going to go probably one more rotation. Starting to bind, starting to get a little bindy, but I want to be able to tie in. Ooh, that oil line. Tie that oil line in. And then put the sensor in, and I'm going to be done. Thank God. And now we're getting tight. Almost there. Come on, baby. Perfect. That's where I want it. It's in there. Then, get a little doohickey here. This will go right here on the side. Making a huge mess. You gotta be kidding me now. This is not lining up. Oh, I tell you guys, this is the worst part of the job. I just have very little patience for. This is why I work on motorcycles generally, because you have access to the engine. You can look at it differently. Now, this that was snide in there will not thread in. Tabernacle. I can't get this. My head hurts, my neck hurts. I hate cars, guys. I won't lie. This is a motorcycle channel for a reason. They are so much easier to work on. They're so much cheaper to go faster. They're just easier. And I miss driving this car. I like this little car. Not a motorcycle. And here I'm using the open inside. That's the only thing I have that can fit in there. I don't have a ratchet that will line up. Nothing. So, and it would be nice to be able to like thread it up with it on, but that wasn't possible because this plug there is in the way. So I can't do that. So it's just 1/8 of a turn. And the intake manifold, if I didn't have this off, I don't know how I would be doing this right now. Now we're just getting everything ready here. A little bit of this. Silicone to kind of lock everything up. What do I do here? Perfect. Happy with that. I gotta figure out how to get this up. That's gonna interfere with. So we're finally moving. That was pretty tricky. Stainless lines, man, they just don't cooperate. I mean, that's okay because they're stainless and that's what they're designed to be. They're supposed to be tough and robust and good for high pressure. Blah blah blah. But look, I'm doing 8th turns, guys. 8th turns. It's gonna take all day. Ugh. And my arm's asleep. You still gotta do the sensor. But that won't be too bad. The sensor's not as bad. That puppy's going in Loctite. Ah! Oh, my hand hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so stinking bad, guys. My hand hurts so bad. Oh, my God. This is the worst. The worst. Not trying to complain or nothing. Jeez Louise, it's bad. All right. I think we're at the point where we're tight. I think. I don't know if I can get another 1/8 of a turn in. I think that's good. I think we're just. I think we're good. There we are. There we be, boys and girls. Result of my work. Okay. That's in. Sensor's got to go in now. See? Put the sensor in. No. This is going to be tough. There's no room in your hand. That's the problem. Barely any room. Hi guys. When in doubt, lock. See, here's the problem. Nothing fits, guys. There's just no room. I can get a good nice little grip. Nice. Nice. We're doing 30-second turns right now. It's pretty good. We're turning. This is ridiculous. I'm only laughing because you just can't, there's just no room to work on this part. I mean, honestly, you gotta take the intake manifold off, guys. I don't know how else you could do it without it. That's probably, let's say we're in a good spot. I could use tight. That's good. I'm not pushing it. And then the sensor line here. Ugh. Gosh darn, dude. What a pain in the butt. Look at my gloves. They're getting all ripped up because it's like there's just no room. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. Now I can get out from underneath the car. All right, guys. So, finally, oil line is in. Got an oil line in. Oh my God, that was the worst part of the job. Worst part. Absolutely worst part. My hand is so cramped up because I'm like turning things like a 30-second at a time. Not kidding you. Like, took me like an hour and a half just to do that stupid oil line out. But it's in. Everything's all good. You had to modify a little bit. Like I said, I tapered that front end on that threading because it was just like pure square and it looked like it needed a little thread to get through something. Worked it. Now it's in. It tightened fine. It wasn't cross threading or anything. It tightened right in, went right in, and I tightened it till I started to get a little too tight, and then went to where I needed the outlet. Had a lot of Loctite, a lot of silicone, so it's just tight and it should hold. I'm going to let it sit there, and I'm not going to fire this thing up today, or at least I'm not going to fire it up for a few hours and let that stuff dry and hold and bond and whatever. So now we got to put the turbo in. That's going to be the fun part. So I took the backing off of the turbo because I've got to make a custom downpipe anyways. But this means I can hard fit this in, and then I can just work with just putting the downpipe in how I see fit. But what we want to do is finish with the oiling. So we got to finish the oiling. It's time to put this baby in permanently, which is pretty exciting because it's been in and out of the car more times than I could count. But we got the line in. This is going to be perfect because that's where the engine bolts in like this. You're looking at it in the car. If the car was invisible, this is how it would be bolted into the car. So that oil line will clear the cylinder head, no problem, the valve cover, and this goes down. So we got to figure out the return, which I have a plan, and then yeah, so now we just work on this, hard bolt this in, and then we're also going to work on doing a mount. I got to figure out how to mount this. Also, while we're at it, before we put this in, I'm going to replace this and put in a different line so I can put a boost controller on. I'm going to do just a simple T-bleed boost controller. That's how I'm going to do it. At first, it's going to just be completely locked up so I can just see what we're at for boost stock. And then if I need a little more, I can add a little more, but that's basically what we're gonna do here. So I gotta increase this line because once this is in, I don't want to take it out. So yeah, we're officially time to bolt it in the car, and then we're gonna also, once this is bolted in, we're gonna make a mount of some kind for this so that it's just not hanging on the exhaust manifold by itself, because I don't want to create a situation what happened originally in the car where the exhaust manifold is bending and taking all this flex and then it breaks. So I want to be able to bolt this to the engine, at least one like little brace or something, just to kind of give a little more support so it's not just hanging out on the exhaust manifold. So we're going to do that too, and that'll be part of this oil episode. So let's do this. So change clothes. Coolant system dropped, so had to fix that. It took another hour just trying to get this turbo together. Another thing broke and coolant went everywhere, and car's junk. Just really frustrated. I've been on it for about 4 hours, and I put an oil line in. Just want to take a big hammer and just smash it, but I'm trying to cool myself and breathe. So I'm finally getting back to doing the turbo. But the coolant system, be careful, dude, because that line snapped, that little crack, and I went to move it, and then the whole system broke, and all these lines started cracking and spewing coolant, and I got soaked, got coolant in my eyes, and I don't feel right because it's got coolant all over my skin, and I couldn't get it off me fast enough, and I just feel really weird. But hey, piece of junk. 25-year-old car, that's what you expect, right? For a 24-year-old car. So can't really get too mad, I guess, but man, what a pain in the butt. So we're now putting the turbo in. I got everything else lined up. So we're back to doing the turbo. So we're back at it, finally back at it. So let's get this on. That coolant line, man. Oh, what a, that just made my day so much worse. Oh, I just wanted to get dry. It looks good. Intake manifold. We could probably get some stuff here. This is the bleeder. This is your line. I increased that diameter, that size. Man, my welds still happy with how I did those welds. Okay, cool. So now we got to figure out, at this point, we are, sorry about the wire because session's dead. Here's the oil line. So these are going to connect here. That's the oil line. I'll plumb this down so it's out of the way. Doesn't look as bad. There's the turbo. Probably put the intake boot on now. And then, yeah, keep moving on this project. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Nice to have a little win after all that. Bolted in down there. Got this like nice 2-inch aluminum, so it makes this square. Looks good. I'm going to be going intercoolless. This is not an intercooled setup because we're going stage 1, 3 to 5 pounds. You know, this is going to really help with the fuel efficiency. You have your forever intake heater, really. So I am going to build the intake part now from the forced induction side to here. You'll have your blow-off valve associated. The intercooler would be mounted somewhere in here, like a nice small little square dot guy, probably right around here. That's where it would be mounted if I go more boost. But like I said, we're doing 5 pounds. We're doing stage 1, 3 to 5 pounds. So I'm just gonna get the intake manifold back on, and then I'm gonna start bolting up the actual intake side, blow-off valve, all that jazz. back. Here we are again. We're under the car, but this time we're doing the oil return. Oh my God, just looking at what I did earlier is giving me anxiety. So we are going to do the return off the drain plug. So, and it's fine because we're going to drop the oil, put new oil in. We're going to run a mix of 5-weight 30, 0-weight 20, and a little bit of engine rebuild or Lucas oil stabilizer just to thicken it up. I usually run like a 5-weight 30 I did on my other turbo cars. So I just want a little more oomph, a little more protection on those bearings, and just to try to see if we can't make it last a little longer. So right now I'm going to just drop the oil. Mainly because I need to obviously drop the oil, but I'm going to be tying in here, and as you can tell, this is great actually. This is great. Plug's not on the bottom, it's on the side, so what it's going to do is I'm going to create and bung it up. So here's the oil return of the turbo here recently on this thing. How funny. These are brand new bolts. Now I'm looking at it. But anyways, you got to take all this stuff off to drop the oil pan. This is silly, and I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to go this route. I'm going to just splice in on the oil drain, and that's going to be my return. And, and it's not a bottom feed, which is, sometimes you have this big hunky thing and it's the lowest thing, but it's still going to be off, back and up, basically L up like this. And it's not any lower. It's not the lowest part of the car by any stretch of the imagination, so should be pretty solid. I'm also going to do a T so I could just go and drain oil. Probably put the T like right here. Oh, that's a moving. Is that a moving unit? No, that's solid. This is solid mount. I might be putting the oil thing right over here. Oil's a little early. It's okay. Come on, baby. Nice. Here's the plug, the adapter. It's got a little valve on it. It's really designed for like easily doing oil change. Tight there. Look at it now, it's coming right out. Perfect. So just do one of these numbers here. So we got it all set up. We got a drain, little drain line, turbo coming off the turbo, coming down, and it's kind of stuck in there. I mean, these aren't really tight. These are just there to make sure. It could go up, but it can't come down. So as you can tell, it works. We're dripping oil. Shut that. That's the drain. Whoop. See, it drains the oil out. I don't really do that. But now I can drain oil out of the oil pan. And just shut it. And that's it. Toilet oil is plumbed in. So no leaks. Looking good. So activate exhaust. Alright guys, so about 6 hours in, we're done. We're done with the oil, and we plumbed in the intake. You can tell there, I got nice intake manifolds done. The intake is in, the turbo intercooling pipe, or the piping is in. We're not going intercooled, this is stage 1, so no intercooler this time. Do have an intercooler, but it doesn't quite fit anyways, so we're just gonna go non-intercooled, 3 to 5 pounds of boost. Should be good. Keep an eye on the knock. Run premium fuel, should be okay. Oil lines are done. Oil return is in, oil feed is in. That was the biggest bear. Now it's exhaust. Downpipe, exhaust. Might be able to get this stuff done. All right. So yeah, that's a plumb in the oiling for this. That's how I did it anyways. You can drill into the oil pan. I decided not to. Next step, exhaust. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'm hoping the next episode or two, she is all set and in these blocks and we're doing a test run. Thanks for tuning in.